Right back to him. He goes to second for one. Valdez quickly to first. He got a double play. Bang, bang at first base. And Nyjer Morgan's just been thrown out of the ball game. Tim McClellan has just run Nyjer Morgan out of this game.
Well, it was a close play when Wright got him last inning. And Nyjer thought he might have been safe. This time he was convinced that he beat the play.
Very close at first base. Nyjer throwing his helmet down. Following the first base umpire, who has a very quick hook here. I mean, a close play at second base. Bang, bang. Morgan felt that he beat the throw, which, according to that picture, he did.
Yeah, he did beat it.
And so Nyjer, upset, throws his helmet straight down and immediately was run out of the ball game by McClellan. A very quick hook by the first base umpire, crew chief.
In all of baseball. High fly ball left field. Should do it for the inning. Thomas coming under it to retire the side. So we're going to head to the bottom of the ninth in a 10-5 game. Apparently is what Mike Lowell was beefing about with Bob Davidson.
I believe it was the second pitch of his at bat. He thought that the ball was up. And it's a breaking ball, and he started chirping right away. And when the at bat was done, and when he flew out, obviously he had some choice words for Bob Davidson.
You got Bay coming up next. 3-1 pitch, way inside. Ball 4. That's going to make it 3-2. And now we'll see what Leland wants to do. That's 5 walks. And that's going to be it. Really no choice for the skipper here. The Tigers got 3, but they had given 2 back. The bases remain loaded. Euclid gets an RBI, his 34th. And the Tigers are going to the bullpen. So Dontrell Willis taken out of the game here. Wallside Windows pitching change. Tigers lead by a run. We'll be back. He apparently is talking about the outside corner of the plate and maybe Dontrell getting squeezed a little bit. That's all we can think of here. Who knows? But they went at it pretty good.
Did Jim get kicked out of the game?
I don't know. I didn't see any indication that he did as we look at the numbers on Willis. And apparently he was tossed out of the game because he's just given the lineup card to Lloyd McClendon. So what was a 3-0 Tigers lead is now 3-2. And the Red Sox coming back. And here comes Leland. This is just moments ago. He gave the card to Lloyd McClendon. So apparently the skipper has been ejected from this game. So the current skipper hands it off to the former skipper.
Kind of stirs up the offense too. Got him with a breaking ball. Mike Cameron barks at Marvin Hudson and just got thrown out of the game. I think Mike Cameron made his point, but the second time he made a point, that was enough. Tin Maka has to come out and separate them. But the Brewers manager just lost his best defensive outfielder.
This looked like a pretty good pitch here by Soriano. And yeah, you know, it might have been down a little bit, but that crossed the plate at the knee. So to me, that's a strike. Even though I am a hitter, I like to see balls for hitters, but that's a pretty good pitch by Rafael.
That was that second comment he fired in there that got him tossed. Innings last night, I think he threw about 22, 23 pitches.
Chipper off his glove. Escobar bare hand has a shot and got him. That'll draw an argument from John Russell. Hill routine 5-6-3.
Better be careful. Doug Eddings has a very short fuse. Gone. Perry Hill's a very mild-mannered, easygoing guy, but he must have said the magic word.
Perry Hill's one of the finest defensive infield instructors in the game. And he's been kicked out by Doug Eddings on a bang-bang play off the bat of Delwyn Young. Chipper knocked it down. Escobar picked it up with a bare hand and threw a laser to retire a man that would have represented the tying run for the Pirates.
Well, it took all of Escobar's arm to make that happen. Dana DeMuth has walked all the way down from home plate to try to break up this discussion, to try to move the game along.
And that spot where Young, who's a switch hitter, batting from the right side, that cost him a quarter step.
Tipped over to Escobar, bare hand. Safe.
He was safe. Braves got a break.
Everybody did what they were supposed to do. Good stretch by Greg Norton. But Doug Eddings missed that one. Foot down, ball not in the glove. Break for Atlanta. Foot down.
And he takes the high fastball. 1-0 pitch up again. The 2-0. Upton takes a strike, a fastball.
All right, just got to forget about that one. I mean, that was a little help right there after a talk. I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be a strike, and I understand where BJ's talking about. The guy's all over the place.
Here it is. That's wide. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 to Upton. And he takes it for strike 2. Days to the plate. Upton pops it up foul. That's going to carry out a play. 3-2 again. Upton swings and it's a fly ball to center. Torrey Hunter's there, makes the catch. And that's the first out here in the ninth. So Fuentes gets Upton. Upton has words here with Mark Wegner, and now Wegner has thrown him out. Upton didn't like 2 of those calls and said something from afar, and Wegner has ejected Upton. And now Joe Madden tries to get in between Upton on his way to Wegner. So BJ has been ejected.
Well, maybe it's the difference possibly in the game. A first and second, nobody out with Crawford up here because a couple of those balls were very marginable.
Towards first, LaRoche. Caps late getting over, and he's out at first. Wow.
Oh.
Brian Knight rings him up. Len Hubbard keeping Kelly away. Bobby Cox is gone.
Pretty much knew that was going to happen. That's the second one Knight has missed against Atlanta today. One on a base runner for Pittsburgh, and now Kelly Johnson. It looked like he beat Caps to the bag.
And Bobby saying that's twice.
Brian Knight had a bad night here Monday night behind the plate, and then got aired out all the way to the locker room by John Russell on what he thought was a bad call at home plate that ended the game. It's stopped by LaRoche, that saved a double. Foot races on. Tie goes to the runner, if there is such a thing. Safe. Safe, safe.
To have 3-2. And he is out looking, and Wright cannot believe the call. He was taking a step toward first base, and the Mets have not really enjoyed Jim Wolf's strike zone or his strike calling.
Well, let's take a look at it. This is a little comeback fastball. It certainly had the plate coverage. Almost middle of the plate. David Wright just saw that pitch is down.
And now Jerry Manuel has been thrown out. He's been barking at Wolf for most of the game. So Wright gets in, or should I say Manuel gets in. A couple of final words. And his day is done.
And rightly so. I mean, I think the Mets bench and Jerry Manuel in particular have felt like several calls have gone against them, namely a couple of check swings and key situations when the Mets had the bases loaded and nobody out earlier in this game.
Carlos Gomez.
Half swing. And Rodriguez throws to third thinking it was strike three. I think he thought there was a foul tip.
Well, Rodriguez looking in the dugout for help. He thought he maybe heard Jerry Lane say strike three. He kind of pointed to his ear right there.
Or perhaps, why didn't you hear the foul tip that I heard? There was no appeal, and Rodriguez immediately threw the ball to third. See if we can see the ball tick the bat.
Hard to see really because it's so quick. Take another look. We were going to slow it down, but.
And now Jerry Lane and Cecil Cooper exchange.
Isn't it amazing how umpires can't hear the tick, but they can hear the manager yell at you.
Well, you can't argue balls and strikes, and that's the crux of this whole discussion. First with Rodriguez, then with Cooper.
Now, I'm assuming he threw out Cooper. He may have thrown out somebody else on the bench, too. So we'll have to wait and see exactly who Jerry Lane threw out.
Well, Lane let Rodriguez have his demonstration, and I don't doubt for a minute that Rodriguez thought he heard a foul tip. But Cooper trying to deflect some of the attention away from his catcher to keep the catcher in the game. And now Cecil Cooper trying to get his money's worth.
I guess by the way that Cooper's hanging around, there was him that got thrown out.
And reading lips can be dangerous, but I'm pretty sure I heard or saw Jerry Lane say the words foul tip. So I think that's what upset Rodriguez first, and then the Houston manager.
It happened so quick, and all Jerry Lane wanted to find out from the first base umpire, did he go too far or not?
Very close. But it's ball 1-1-2.
What happens when you miss location a little bit? He's setting up outside here, and he throws his ball on the inside corner. This looks like a strike to me. Yes, it was.
Drew to left field. Anderson going back. It's over his head and off the wall. Gutierrez is going to try and score. Throw goes to second. He will, and the Red Sox take a 5-4 lead. Well, instead of strike 3 to Drew, he gets another chance to take a hack, and he lines it off the wall to put the Red Sox on top 5-4.
Second chance, he gets a breaking ball. This is a pretty good breaking ball, I thought. Ball didn't go down enough, stayed up, but he carves this ball and smokes it. Really, this ball's not just slicing down the line. This ball hits the wall. One hop, he has no chance to go to second base. RBI, base hit off the wall. He's upset about the pitch before.
Wow. I think if Flaherty got tossed, and now Cox has been tossed. Chipper Jones going to get tossed soon, too. This has happened very quickly, and you can understand it. Flaherty and more guys are getting tossed. Chipper's gone, too. Coaches coming from everywhere to try to help this out.
Don't think they don't know that was a strike. And the umpire almost knows it too. That's why he's ready. He's got that short fuse because he knows he missed it too. So why he doesn't want to hear anything about it. And they know it, and they start hooking guys.
We will step aside as 3 Braves have been ejected in this quick exchange. It's 5-4 Red Sox.
And we'll go back to that pitch, that 0-2 pitch that was set up outside. He comes inside. That looks like a strike. Strike 3. Next pitch, he throws a little breaking ball here that doesn't go down enough, and J.D. Drew hits this ball bullet off the wall. Base hit, RBI. And you see Cox, he is not happy. Nobody's happy. The pitcher obviously was not happy. He throws him out first. Then he goes to Chipper Jones, and Chipper's not real thrilled either. And he's going to hook him too. See ya. About the only guy that doesn't get hooked is Bobby Cox, who gets hooked just to stay in shape. I mean, they are upset because they know that pitch was a strike, and I think the umpire knows it was a strike, and he doesn't want to hear about it. Did Bobby Cox not get?
No, he did.
Oh, because he always gets.
No, they're all gone.
He leads the world in getting kicked out, Bobby Cox.
All 3. He was second on the list.
He was second. Okay, and then Chipper was third.
Chipper was last to the party.
And then Chipper smashed into Bobby, and Bobby smashed into the umpire almost.
Down in the zone, which is a heck of a way to pitch. Jimmy, slow roller. This is going to be a tough play. No. Oh, he missed the tag. Oh, they're saying he's out. He missed him. Ty Wigginton did not make that tag. At least it didn't look like it. But Larry Vanover calls him out. Here comes Charlie. Wheels, I think he missed him.
Didn't look like he tagged him.
I don't think he tagged him.
And he didn't point.
He didn't say it out of the baseline. No, he missed him. I wonder if Charlie Relaford could help on that one.
Well, they hardly ever ask him.
I doubt they will. He didn't tag him.
Yeah, here it is. It looked like Jimmy made a heck of a move here, and he never touches him, does he?
No. Nope.
No, he just tags air. Not even close.
Oh, not even close.
And Vanover never motioned that he ran out of the baseline.
Wow. Larry's not going to ask for help either on that one. There's no, I can't imagine Charlie Relaford will overturn it.
Now when a guy's two inches, 5-10 feet away, and the other guy's 85 feet away, or 80 feet away, or whatever.
Charlie's going to get thrown out for this game, I would think. I mean, he's following Vanover now.
Just said to him, "What do you want?" Okay, you got it. See, Vanover said to him, "What do you want?" Now get his money's worth.
See, here's the thing. I wonder. It's odd because he's so close to that play. How he didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
Now he's going to give Charlie Relaford an earful. Now they missed it. And Charlie's going to watch the rest of this ball game on this Father's Day from his office.
Well, he doesn't touch him. Now if he'd have pointed and said he ran out of the baseline, that's another whole issue. But he didn't. He just said he tagged him, I guess. Jimmy's looking like, what? He didn't touch me.
I just made a great move around that guy.
Yeah.
Just off the corner.
I think Thornton wanted that. AJ wants it out. Well, the Kansas Cities and the Clevelands struggling somewhat. Kansas City losers of 5 in a row coming into tonight's action. The Indians losers of 6 in a row. And Joe West has heard enough. Now we'll see who exactly he threw out.
I'm the worst lip reader in the world. I wish I could read lips.
Well, Joe is saying, I thought you were talking to me. Maybe he said, are you talking to me?
Major leagues.
Tough league, that International League.
Got him! Joe Girardi will argue, as will Mick Kelleher. Gardner picked off. The first one was close. The second one got him. And Bill Welke hearing it from Joe Girardi.
Joe Girardi talked today about how there's a lot of frustration when you're not swinging the bats well. There's got to be a lot of frustration on his shoulders too, having to watch it.
He's going to get thrown out.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to make it through this, especially when he's saying that he could see from the dugout.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And a kick of the dirt, too.
He wasn't going to leave until he got thrown out, and Bill Welke asked him if that's what he wanted. It was an opportunity for the Yankee manager to vent some of his frustration. Huge lead for Gardner. And appeared to be safe.
That's one thing Girardi could argue, and he was safe. Did Medlin stop, or does he have to stop as he begins to make that pickoff move? Do you want to leave? Okay.
Over 1,000 starts. So when you have that kind of pitching staff, you know you're going to win a lot of ball games. So they just do the things they need to do to stay in games and win ball games. And Euclid saying that pitch was a little bit low. Bob Davidson saying it was right there. You not agreeing.
Right where?
Right where? Right there?
And now he's hearing it from the dugout. Bob Davidson has a very short fuse. We've seen that over the years. That's Dave Magadan.
Yep.
And it looks like Magadan, the hitting coach, has been thrown out. Umpires do not like ball and strike confrontations, and they don't put up with much. And this is one of the quicker veteran umpires out there.
Dave Magadan, an excellent hitting instructor, and I'm sure he's just asking where was the pitch. And then I saw what Terry Francona was doing. He was saying, listen, the game's out there. Get out of our dugout. And that's what I'm sure he's saying right now.
And this is getting heated. Terry Francona is hot. And Bob Davidson probably said to Dave Magadan, how can you see the pitch from that dugout over there?
Well, here's the pitch on the Northrop Grumman pitch track. It is down, but we'll take it as a strike on our side. But Kevin Youkilis is just asking, okay, where was the pitch? But then Bob Davidson is listening to some of the heckling coming out of the Boston dugout, and that is what got a lot of the coaches dander up. And what Terry Francona was saying as I was reading his lips is, okay, once you told us to be quiet, it was over. But you continued jawing into the dugout, and ultimately Dave Magadan got tossed.
Yeah.
And again, the 3-2 pitch. And strike 3 called as Hairston was on his way to first. And he gives that little blast, and he's thrown out of the ball game. Marvin Hudson throws out Scott Hairston. Hairston said the magic words.
Well, it's almost automatic when you start arguing about balls and strikes, but I think you're right. Probably a couple of extra words, and now Buddy Black's going to get tossed as well.
So Buddy Black and Scott Hairston have all been, or both been, let's put it that way, ejected from this ball game. And this is getting a little bit out of hand right now. First base coach Rick Renteria was sprinting down toward the plate, and home plate umpire Marvin Hudson said, just hang in there, you know. Cool your heels down there, son.
We'll take a look at the last pitch. It's what upset Hairston.
He may have had a little bit of a complaint with that pitch, to tell you the truth.
It was right on the corner and borderline up. As you mentioned, as he was walking by, said something about it, and that was it. Buddy Black, I'm sure frustrated with the way things have gone this year, came out, let him know how he felt about it, too.
Hit him?
That hit it. Or did it hit the bat and him? Jerry Lane indicating it was a dead ball. And John Russell coming out along with the trainer Brad Henderson.
There's going to be a discussion about this.
And he's trying to show Jerry Lane it hit him on the finger. John Russell doesn't look happy. I don't think Morgan's going to first. Russell and Jerry Lane having words at the plate.
Now, you got to fight this one for a while. And if he's made a decision, there's not much you can do about it.
I mean, the evidence is right in front of him. Niger Morgan listening on intently. And John Russell's just been run. Second time in his career as a big league skipper he's been run. Bob Davidson ran him last year in a game, and now Jerry Lane sends him. And now he's going to get his money's worth. And all he's going to do is look at the fingers of Niger Morgan.
This might be as animated as I've seen John Russell.
Well, the skipper's going to go check on his player.
There might be another back-end conversation, too, with Jerry.
Here it comes. Well, Jerry Lane's just turned his back to John Russell, and the manager doesn't like it. He's already been thrown out of the game. And sometimes when a skipper gets run, that can fire up the ball club. And John's going back for more.
Well, the thing is, you can't get thrown out twice, so he's out there with him.
Well, this has to be one of the longer arguments you're ever going to see. And the fans showing their appreciation for JR, John Russell. He's out. Gary Varsho, the bench coach, will take over as he heads up the tunnel. But man,
see what we can see here.
And he's saying he got hit on the finger, but Jerry Lane disagreed. 0-2 pitch pulled up the right side.
He had a left shoulder contusion back in April. He also had a left ankle sprain at the end of that month. So it looks like he's physically starting to round into shape, and he wanted that curveball right there from Mark Carlson.
Yeah, he is certainly phased. You can see him come off the mound and say something into his glove. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Hammered and not caught by Feliz. He got glove on the baseball, and now Lynn turns for third. He gets there safely as Millar hits it so hard that Feliz can't make the catch. Charlie Manuel slowly makes his way to the mound. This is a very interesting and somewhat animated conversation, and finally now he summons Chan Ho Park from the bullpen. So a dejected Hamels leaves, and in comes Park.
I'm right out front with my superstition.
Yeah. He went. Olivo. Thrown to the field.
He wants to get thrown out, I guess.
Phil Cuzzy says, let's go. Come on. And he gets tossed. And then he just bumps Phil Cuzzy.
Yep. What was the point in all of that?
So that'll cost him some games.
The game is over. Why do that? It's just not using your head.
Another look.
Check the swing, and wow. Greg, I don't think he swung at all. I don't think he swung at all.
Trey Hillman still out there.
I can see why he was so mad. But
bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Drive down a pair. And a little squibber up the first baseline. And it's a foul ball. Floyd wanted to grab it in fair territory because he knew he had Garco dead to rights. But by the time he grabbed it, home plate umpire Scott Berry signaled foul ball.
It's his call before it gets to first base, and Floyd thought he had it. Floyd thought he had it in fair territory. That's why he picked it up. Konerko is trying to say he's going to come now and try and get some help. But you watch Wedge come out now. If they change that call, Phil Cuzzy at first. To me, it was awfully close. It could have been a fair ball because I think that's why he picked it up. He realized Garco was in front of him. He had time to get it and still throw to first base. He's perched on the front top step ready to come out if they change it.
His head may come off his shoulders if they overturn this.
To me, it was very close. I thought it was going to be fair. That's why he picked it up. I mean, he realized that Garco was in front of him.
Oh, and they do overturn it.
Yes, they do.
Unbelievable. Here comes Eric Wedge, and I'm telling you what, folks, he won't be around long. Tom Hallion, the crew chief, is trying to intercede, but Eric Wedge is going to give him a face full.
He'll be gone. He'll be out of here.
Eric Wedge is saying if it's his call, how can he be overruled once he already made the call? And there he goes. He's been ejected, and I knew that was coming. But seriously, Rick, once you make a call, he made the decisive call. How can he be then overruled?
They may be asking him to go get some help, and he might have felt he didn't see it. Maybe a player blocked him out in that situation. I don't know. But I knew this was going to happen. Let's look at it right now. You see, he comes off. It's still fair. It's still fair. It's still fair. It is fair. It is fair. It is fair if it's on the line. That's a fair ball. That's a fair ball. It's on the line. Now, maybe Garko got in his way. Look where he's at. He's behind the play. That's still a fair ball. That's a fair ball. That, to me, that's right. That's close. But, I mean, from that angle there, it looked fair. But he originally called it foul.
From that curveball to that slider, especially with the hardness of it, but he's made that adjustment pretty good.
Hit the bag. That's a fair ball. Kubel never left the box. Kubel saying it went off of his foot. It sure sounded like it went off the plate. Although Ron Gardenhire comes sprinting out of the third base dugout. He's pointing down to third saying, hey, why don't you ask another umpire? Or maybe even look at the baseball and see if there is any shoe polish on the ball.
Well, players don't use shoe polish anymore. We used to use real shoe polish on our shoes, but I don't think they do that anymore.
He is just begging Larry Vanover to ask Charlie Relaford, the third base umpire and crew chief. Just ask him. And I don't blame him. I mean, that's why there's 3 other guys out there.
Well, it's really not that big a deal to get an opinion of your third base. I mean, you're just wasting time on the field. You can really calm things down. It didn't have to get to this point.
Charlie Relaford wants to help out. Now, if this Gardenhire's gone, now Charlie Relaford is going to come in to help break it up. If this was any other situation, Relaford would have come on. But he knew that it wasn't until the invitation of Larry Vanover and that he played a role in Gardenhire getting ejected. And this, to me, Frank, it doesn't matter whether this benefits the Royals or benefits the Twins. I have always had an issue when an umpire doesn't ask one of the other 3 guys.
Well, and plus Charlie Relaford's the crew chief too, and he could have come down and he could have. This really didn't have to get to this point right here. All he wanted to do was have him ask. And if Charlie Relaford said, "Look, I thought it was a fair ball," then that would have been fine too.
It did go off of his foot. May have gotten a piece of his foot. It sure sounded like it went off the plate. May have gotten a little piece of his foot. I tell you what.
Second and third, one away. Lost him. 4 straight pitches. Both of his walks in this inning have come on 4 consecutive pitches.
But being very careful to J.J. Hardy to bring Ryan Braun to the plate. Ryan 2 for 2. Both of his base hits coming on fastballs.
Dan Warthen, the Mets pitching coach, giving Santana a breather. Martinez lost his foot against center field. Should have been a routine out for out number 2. Instead, he slipped and fell, and the ball dropped in. And the Brewers are right where they want to be in their order right now, with Braun and Fielder, and the bases loaded.
Well, first 2 at bats for Ryan Braun. Santana has busted him inside with fastball. Let's see if he does it again, or Goes with a changeup.
Oh, Dan Worthen has just been thrown out. The Mets pitching coach just got tossed by Jim Wolf. Worthen followed him back to the home plate area.
Well, we've been talking up here about how tight that inside corner is for Johan Santana. Apparently, the Mets pitching coach didn't like the strike zone, and he got thumbed. He's gone.
Jim Wolf, the brother of a major league pitcher, Randy Wolf, sending the pitching coach to the showers.
Well, it looked like Jim Wolf gave him a little bit of a leash. He allowed him to say his piece, but I think that little bit of a nudge with the elbow got Wolf's attention and he threw him out.